Greetings, pen pals. We have another pen here from Moonman today. This is the Moonman S3, and this is a really nice acrylic pen in sort of a marble type finish. Really attractive pen. Sort of a conventionally shaped, cigar-shaped pen from Moonman. It's shape-wise and stylistically not a radical departure from a lot of other Moonman pens. So let's just take a quick look at how it compares to some of those. So as you can see, here is our S3 that we're talking about today. And as you can see, it lines up quite well size-wise with a lot of these other Moonman pens. So this is a M800 right here. This is an M600S. This is an M300, and this is an S3. So size-wise, it's really pretty much aligned. The 800 is a bit bigger than these other pens, but really just a bit. Mostly the conical end of the finial that kind of just sticks out a little bit. But these pens are all pretty much size aligned with each other. Weight-wise, it's a pretty middle-of-the-road weight-wise pen. It weighs 21 grams. As you can see, nothing radical size-wise with this pen at all. Here it is compared to a Lamy Safari and a Pilot Metropolitan. As you can see, it's pretty much right in line with these very popular pens size-wise. So we're talking about a fairly conventional size pen. It is a little bit girthy though, so if you're looking for a pen with a bit of girth to it, you definitely have that here. So let's walk through the parts a little bit. It's got a nice cap band. It simply says Moonman etched onto the cap band in that sort of all uppercase, highly spaced out font that they use, which looks kind of nice. Has a clip, which is sort of a very conventional looking clip, but it is decently functional. And it terminates in a little clip band at the top. There's a complementary metal band at the other end of the pen, so the two ends of the pen are both rounded and are somewhat finished very similarly. The pen does not have a plastic cap liner per se. However, the inside is machined to match up with the top of the section, and I can tell you from personal experience with using this, it is very effective at keeping the pen from drying out. So that actually works quite well. It is a screw to uncap pen. It takes 3 full turns to unscrew. I personally think this pen is a little short. It does post pretty long when posted, but really doesn't back weight too much. Although there is a decent amount of metal in the cap, but it doesn't really back weight much at all, and I find it comfortable to use posted, and I'm a big fan of posting, as you may know. This material is just really nice looking though. So we're really talking about some A+ acrylic material going on here. It's kind of a multicolored marble almost type effect. There is a little bit of a 1960s pop art style. I'm thinking Peter Max style art, if you're familiar with that at all. Kind of very vaguely reminiscent of that, but it's just some really pretty material with lots of different colors going on here, different shades of blues and greens and grays and some reds, and it's just a really nice looking material. The section is the same material as the rest of the pen, which is always welcome. It has a nice little trim ring there to set things off. In terms of the nib, it is a number 5 nib, which is a tiny bit disappointing. This would have looked great with a number 6 nib, but nevertheless, number 5 nib is what we have to deal with here. It has the Moonman logo, a little bit of scroll work, and it just simply says Moonman Super Quality. It does, and it's a gold tone nib. It does write well, but a number 6 nib I think would have really been great here. And of course, it has an uninspiring plastic feed. The filling mechanism on this pen is, as you could imagine, cartridge converter. The converter is included, and no eyedropper in this bad boy because we have this big honking chunk of metal here, but that's fine. This is a nice converter. It works well, etc. No complaints there at all. So that, all in all, is this really nice looking Moonman S3, but as we always say, pens were meant to write, and I'm sure you're quite eager to see how this pen writes, and I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, folks, what we're writing with here today is a Moonman S3, and this has a steel nib in fine. And this I've been disappointed with Moonman nibs in the last couple of pens that I've had to work on them and smooth them out. Nothing could be farther from that for this one. So this one right out of the box was quite smooth. Has some really nice flow. Really nice. I'd say it's average to slightly above average in wetness. This nib, though, is a stiff nib, so you're not going to get really any kind of flex or line variation out of this at all, but that's, to be expected. They don't advertise this as any sort of a flex nib, but this just writes quite well, and I'm really pleased with it. And like I said, the flow was good. No complaints at all on this nib. This nib was great out of the box, unlike the last couple of other Moonman nibs I had. Reverse writing actually works, and is actually, even that is pretty smooth. So all in all, this nib, at least the one I got, is definitely a plus nib. My standard complaint applies. I'm really not the biggest fan of fine and ultra fine nibs. I wish they offered some wider nibs, but that's the way it is. But other than that, I really do like this nib quite well. It writes really well, and the pen is comfortable to hold. The threads here are unobtrusive. The section is comfortable. This step down here is really nothing, so to speak of. So it's a comfortable pen, writes well, looks great. This pen is definitely a winner in my book. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Where's the thumb? Thumbs up on this pen. So I think that about covers this pen for now, but let's talk about this ink now for a minute, shall we? Okay, this ink is a Diamine November Rain. So what we're dealing with here is basically a green ink, green/blue ink, with sort of a copper colored sheen. It's not a massive amount of sheen. It's not like KWZ Sheen Machine or Organic Studio, one of the Organic Studio inks or whatever. So it's somewhat of a subtle sheen, but it's definitely there, and it's an attractive sheen. And this is really a nice ink. The only problem you're going to have with this ink is this is a country exclusive. So here it is, the bottle, Diamine November Rain. This is a country exclusive to Germany. It's only Diamine inks are made in the UK, but they do some country exclusives, and this one happens to be one for Germany. So you have to buy it from a retailer in Germany. So that may present a challenge for some of you, depending where in the world you live. But I will say it is a really nice, attractive ink. If you like the Diamine sheening inks, Skull and Roses come to mind, etc., also another German market exclusive, you would probably like this one. It's a nice ink. The base color, the bluish aqua green color, is very highly saturated. So you're talking about a deeply saturated ink with the slight to medium amount of sheen on top of it. It looks pretty nice. So that is what this ink looks like here on this Rhodia paper. Let's take a quick look at what this ink looks like on Tomoe River paper. Okay, folks, so as we said before, this ink is Diamine. November Rain. and this is on Tomoe River paper. And you know, it looks nice. You do pick up a little bit more of the sheen on the Tomoe River paper than you do on the Rhodia, but all in all, looks nice. And I'm definitely a fan of this ink. Again, this is one of these inks, if you do this on like cheap paper or whatever, you're probably not going to get any sheen at all, because there's not like a lot, it's not a hugely sheening ink to begin with, so the sheen will go away completely on like a copy paper or anything like that. So if you do want to get any of the sheen at all, you're going to need to check it out on a definitely a higher quality paper like a Rhodia or a Tomoe River or something like that. But that is this ink, and I think that will do it for this video for this week. Before I leave you though, please do remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That would all be super, super helpful. But at any rate, that will do it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. And until we see each other again, as always, have a great day. Bye-bye.